Hey everyone, grab your tea and relax. My name is Dr. Tarvala and I'm a junior doctor working in London, UK. I usually make vlogs in order to share my journey through medicine with you guys, sharing my reflections as well as the lessons learned. Just a quick update for you guys. Last week on Friday evening, some of my colleagues and we went out for dinner after work. It was really fun. Some of us had been swabbed earlier that day and the results came through a couple of days later. Although I tested negative for COVID at the time, unfortunately 3 of the colleagues that were closest to me at the dinner tested positive. Because of this, in line with the NHS guidelines, I am isolating for 14 days and hence I'm not at work today. In any situation, there's always good and bad components, and I really try to focus on the positives in them. I have 14 days to do all the things that I didn't really find time for, including making this video for you guys. I've had so many of you ask me how I'm able to stay calm in general, stay positive, and I think a crucial part of that is being able to have time for myself in the mornings before I'm able to give to others. This allows me to have true compassion for others, which is fundamental as my role of doctor. Over the last few years, I've established a decent morning routine which I more or less follow even on days that I'm working. In this video, I'll talk you through my morning routine for staying calm as well as healthy in mind and body. If you are like me and are having to isolate, or if you're in lockdown too, I think this will be particularly useful for you. Or even if you're still working, I hope that there will still be a lesson or two that you can take away. Before the world wakes up and the day gets filled with the clutter of loudness, it's important for me to have a calming morning in which I can clear my mind and genuinely feel ready for the challenges ahead. So without further ado, let's crack on with my morning routine. The first thing I do after my alarm goes off in the morning is actually not get out of bed. I'm a thinker and sometimes I journal my thoughts and my feelings. These days I don't have too much on my mind which I need to untangle, but I like to keep this protected space as a part of my routine for times when I do have a lot on my mind. I would say I have a somewhat structured approach when it comes to journaling in a way that I find it therapeutic. I have explained this in detail elsewhere, so I'll link a video around this one. Essentially, I handwrite my thoughts and feelings into this diary, which I got at a time where I wasn't feeling too great. It feels pretty special flooding this book with solutions and points of growth moving forward. After I feel that my head is lighter and I feel less weighed down, I finally get out of bed. I'm sure you can relate to the least favourite part of my morning, making my bed. Now we can go to the bathroom. After I've brushed off all the bad bacteria in my teeth and tongue, I do wuzu before my morning prayer. I usually have a specific space for my prayer no matter where I live, and I've had this prayer mat for at least a decade. Having this dedicated space in my home just really helps me to get into the zone. My body knows what to expect, my mind knows what to expect. It's comfortable and peaceful. Over breakfast number 1, whilst enjoying my tea with some rusks and biscuits, I watch the sunrise and meditate. I spend some time in nature focusing on my surroundings, the breeze that I can feel, the sound of birds and swaying trees. I practice a few breathing exercises. As I breathe in, I hold my breath, and then I breathe out deeply. Whilst I'm breathing out, I'm allowing my shoulder muscles to relax. These in combination help me to clear my mind whilst feeling connected to the world around me. This in turn helps me to live more in the present moment and feel truly alive. Admittedly, it has taken me years to get to a state where I am able to maintain such focus for long periods of time and really just live outside of my head. I find that nature in the mornings is a truly magical place to be. On work days, my mum wakes up earlier than I do in order to prepare for me tea as well as breakfast. So on me, I want to say if you're watching this, I am truly grateful for that. It really warms my heart in these winter months with love as well as gratitude. Next is a short burst of full body exercise, which lasts around 20 minutes. This gets my circulation going. Once upon a time, I used to do 6 a.m. classes for CrossFit. I found it an effective way to reset my mind and get me physically energized. I am not too sure how this works scientifically, but I feel that on days that I've had a proper intense good workout, I can even skip my morning caffeine. So yeah, if you guys know the science, then do let me know, I'm interested. These days I'll do one circuit every other morning. I prefer to work out in the mornings because that's when I have most energy, whereas in the evenings I'm just way too tired to work out and I end up just faffing around and going to sleep. I vary my workout all the time. Personally, I don't follow any exercise plans. I keep my workouts a little more on the creative end. I usually do this in my room, but if I'm feeling lazy, ironically I go outside to work out. The way this works is that because of the cold, I am forced to work out as a means of staying warm, and that basically acts as my motivation. Then I'll have a protein shake so that my body gets all the nutrients it needs first thing in the morning. Sometimes I'll add in some banana and more often than not some fuel. Now that my blood is pumping around my body and I'm all sweaty, I'm going to take another trip to the bathroom and wash this all off. After my shower, since I'm at home, I'm going to get into some comfy clothes. Obviously if I've got work, then I'll get into workwear. Since having to isolate, I usually get whatever's at the top of the pile from my knitwear and PJ section, just so it stops me from having to make decisions so early in the morning. Now I'll pop on my mask and make my way downstairs for breakfast number 2. Prior to isolation, I really enjoyed having breakfast with family. It was like a social activity, some bonding, and that's just really fun for me. But these days, because I want to ensure their safety, I've been eating breakfast here on this table on my own. Over the last few days, I've been video calling them even though they're, 4 meters beneath me. Now this is the step that takes me ages. It can sometimes even be a little bit emotional deep down. I have sensitive skin, and with having to wear masks, especially for long hours at work and also during my commute, I've started to break out and my face is in pain. I am aware that this has been the case for quite a few people. Mask acne is a real thing, and I just want to say I feel your pain. I recently bought these 100% cotton masks off Amazon, and the way I've been using this is wearing this first and then putting on those blue disposable waterproof protective masks on top of this. The cotton absorbs the substances that my skin naturally produces, and therefore my pores don't get quite as clogged. I also feel that the texture of the blue mask has been irritating my skin quite a bit as well, and my skin has been quite red and inflamed these days, and since sort of being at home over the last couple of days, my skin has settled down a lot. There is obviously still some pimples left, and hopefully that should clear up soon. So yeah, in summary, my skin hasn't been great, but there's more to us beneath our skin. Oh, that's kind of deep. My skincare steps at the moment are as follows. I'm using this niacinamide toner right now, which was sent to me by Good Molecules. I really like it. You can see I'm halfway through the bottle already. I go in with the serum and then a light moisturizer if I'm going out, or if I'm staying at home as I am today, then I'd go in with the Premier Cru Oil by Caudalie, which also happens to be a freebie. Over my pimples, I would add some tea tree oil. I've been using tea tree oil on my pimples for years now, and this particular one from Body Shop, I'll insert it somewhere. I put in some serum or oil in my hair in order to lock down the moisture. That was bad. Anyone wondering what I've got here? I bought this 100% cotton band for £1 from Pax the other day. It's got this Ariana Grande type thing going on here. The idea is it holds my hair back, so when I'm putting products on my face, my hair doesn't get in the way. Obviously I don't wash my hair every day, and especially if I'm putting products in my hair that are oily, I don't want those products to be touching my face too much because that might clog my pores or cause breakouts. Notice that I still haven't checked my phone and stuff up until this point. I just feel that personally for me, reading too many chats or browsing through social media first thing in the morning is a slippery slope, and I end up losing my sense of time. They're so cute. I therefore prefer to check my non-urgent notifications towards the end of my morning routine or on my commute. And speaking of commute, let's walk to work. Before I settle down properly, I want to grab my tea and relax. I find that I'm most functional when I'm relaxed, and that's the reason I often try to encourage you guys to do the same. I personally don't really subscribe to the whole caffeine fueled working because of stress and adrenaline approach. I just don't really think is good for the long run. I have this bamboo box to house my tea bags. I'll choose one from this assortment depending on how I'm feeling. I'm feeling still quite energized from this morning's workout, so I've gone for this tea, which I'll have with Manuka honey. Yum. All of this takes me around an hour, 2 hours, depending on whether I'm at home, whether I work out, if I've got work, if I've overslept. So that's pretty much it in terms of my morning routine. I get up to a bunch of random things throughout the day, such as opening packages, more packages, illustrations, and of course video editing for my channel. I edit all the videos myself, mostly because I love the process of creating. Currently I'm working on my first ever on-call shifts as a doctor series, in which I'll share with you guys the realities of working as a doctor in the UK whilst sharing my reflections. This will be my next video, so make sure you stay tuned for that. One of the reasons I'm able to wake up so early in the morning is by having an early night's sleep, which boils down to having a decent evening routine. I would not recommend sacrificing your sleep, sleeping anything less than 7 to 8 hours as a means of just being up early for the sake of it. Having said that, it wasn't always so easy for me to be able to sleep early, especially after a long day at work. I now understand that the biggest reason that I used to sleep late is because I would be trying to catch up on the things I didn't really find time to do during the day, nor the opportunity. And essentially, I just didn't want to let go of the day. I came across this term recently called revenge bedtime procrastination, and I do think I was probably a victim to that. Now I've accepted that, I look forward to a fresh start the following morning, where I'm more likely feeling alert and refreshed rather than tired and sort of groggy the night before. I do have a decent nighttime routine, which I posted on my Instagram before in the form of this mini blog type format on my story. If you are interested in that type of thing, then perhaps I can make a video on this. If you would like a video on this, then please do let me know in the comments below. Also, it's my birthday month, woo! And conveniently, I've now got a PO box, so if you wanted to send me anything, you can send that through. I'll leave a link in the description below. If you found this video useful, I hope you'll hit the like button below and subscribe, and you'll see me in the next one. I hope you enjoyed it. Mwah.